Hello, everyone. This is Kathy, and I'm here with number 92 of the 100-Day Challenge. And today I will be making a few stamps by carving some rubber that you can buy online at Amazon using a tool, a carver. And these are the ones I made yesterday. This is my first time making them, and I'm not very good at it, but it was fun. Here's one that I made. Here's this one, and the bird. Remember, it always stamps the opposite. Okay, so today I'm going to try to make another one. I hope it's successful. We'll give it a try. Let me tell you what you'll need. And I watched a video on YouTube to figure out how to do it. I'll be honest, I didn't follow their directions exactly. I kind of just did what I felt was correct for me. The first thing you need is the rubber for carving. And I bought, I think, 8 pieces. This is 4 by 6. I bought it off of Amazon, and this was about $16 for 8 pieces. Then I bought this carving tool set. It comes with the handle, and then, let's see, 6 different tips that you can use for carving. For the most part, I'm only going to be using the smallest one until I get better at it. This just worked for me. You also need a piece of tracing paper, and I'm using a bone folder and a brayer and some scissors and some ink. And what I'm going to do today, first I'm going to cut this in half simply using my scissors. It's very easy and flexible. I'm going to set one aside, and what I've done is I've gotten one of my paper dolls out from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to turn it over on the, oh, it's not big enough, on the tracing paper. And I'm going to trace around it. So I know this is hard to see right now, but stick with me. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. Whoops. So I'm just tracing around the outline. And once I do, this will serve as the outline of my carving. Oops. Okay, I'm going to go over it again with my pencil just to make it a little darker. And my carving, I'm making it easy on myself, is simply going to be almost a negative space, a shadow. So to start out, I obviously used some very simple designs. I actually looked at some of my die sets, like for the bird that I did. I looked at my die sets and copied, you know, for this one, my die set had a small bird that was like, you know, this big. I copied it the best I could and traced that onto a sheet. Okay, so I have this. And because I cut this too small, I'm actually going to grab another piece and use a full sheet of rubber. It comes like this. And you can buy them in quantities of 4, 8, 12, and up. I got the pink. Apparently the pink is supposed to be a little flexible. There are some other colors that are a little easier to cut, but I like this because it was hard enough to serve as a stamp. Okay, I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to set it right there. I'm going to take a bone folder and I'm simply going to burnish it. And that's it. It transfers that easily. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tool and what I want to leave a raised edge where I have the line. I'm going to go over this. And you could actually, if you draw already, you could draw right onto the rubber. But I'm going to leave a raised edge wherever the line is. That means I'm going to take my tool and go right next to the edge. And it's not hard to do. I'm doing it away from me. Actually, it's a little easier if I do it going towards me. And I'm gonna go right around. You don't have to go very deep. I think it's a matter of really training or practice to get used to the pressure that you place on the tool so that you don't go so deep. As you can see, it's not very hard. And if I go off a little bit, I can go back and try to straighten it out a little. And kind of just pull it. I know over here I went into his leg a little, but that's okay. Chalk it up to practice. I'm going to go around his shoe, turning the the rubber as I do it. Makes it a little easier if you turn the rubber rather than turning your tool all the time. Just like when you're cutting, you want to turn the paper rather than the scissors. Cleaning it up a little bit, going around. And I have to say, this is a lot of fun to be able to make your own stamps. Obviously for me, they're going to be a little primitive in nature, but that's okay. They'll be like for backgrounds and stuff. You could probably make some pretty nice flowers and plants. That would be cool. Go in and fix this. Turn it. Now, if I wanted to, which I don't think I do, well, maybe I'll put just a little line there to note like his coat. A little line there, just for the heck of it. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Next, I'm going to go in. First, I want to make sure there's a ridge around the whole thing. Clean it up where I need to. And I'm going to cut this away right on the other side of the ridge. And this is optional, but I kind of like it. It keeps it a little smaller and manageable. And, you know, I use these scissors for anything. But if you're worried about ruining your scissors, just use an old pair. It's easy to cut. Save the pieces. You can always make stars or hearts or whatever. Now, okay. Yeah, coming in here, it's a little easier with an X-Acto knife. Probably would have been easier on the whole thing, actually. Okay. There's my person. Now, I'm going to take it and see if it works. See if it needs to be cleaned up. So I'm going to take this, take my archival ink, and you can use paint or ink. Now what I see off the bat is this. We don't want that there. We don't want this there. And okay, before the ink dries out. And I like to take a brayer and let's see. Oh, I like it. I don't really like the lines that I put in, but I do like the Shadow Man, the Shadow Man. And it would be cool to have this as a background. Whoops. I would probably put a top hat on him next time. Oh, you know what I could do? I could cut a top hat. Okay. And I'm going to cut a top hat and see. Okay, let's just try this real quick. Let me curve this up a little bit. Let's see what happens. Oop. I have to cut it. Okay. It's kind of a crazy looking hat, but let's see what happens. I'm going to ink him up again. Whoop. And I have to put the hat on after this. Okay, and the hat. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I think the top needs to be trimmed. Okay, so this needs to be trimmed. More straight rather. Oh, I like that. I think it came out kind of cool. All right, so we have a guy in a hat, or a guy without a hat. Now let's try the girl. I have this girl. I'm gonna have to put her on like that, which is okay. So I'm gonna take my tracing paper again. Trace around her. Okay, go over this again. It actually looks like a girl in profile, which I kind of like. Okay. Let's cut that. Put this so it fits just like that. Take my bone folder, burnish it. Oop. Let's put that back. Okay. Alrighty. And let's begin with the easy part. That would be this one. Whoa. And the tricky part, which would be here. Actually, they tell you to hold it like this, but I'll try it the way they say. They probably know what they're doing. Okay. And got kind of funky up here, but we'll have to see. I'm going to try to bring this in a little at her waist. Okay. Now let me cut it. It's funny, people who carve are probably watching this video and saying, don't do it like that. But I'm doing this as a junk journaler who just trying it out. So I do advise you to watch some of the how-to videos, or you can just do it like I do it. Just give it a try. Okay, now I'm going to come back in and I'm going to just straighten out some of these sharp edges. Okay, let's see what happens with the ink. Okay. Oh, I actually kind of like that. It kind of looks like a profile. Let's see. Okay, now let me take another piece, see what I can do with okay, so let's take this one. Put him here. And we're going to put her right here. Okay. Add his hat. Add the bird. You don't have to use a brayer. Kind of cool. Let's try this again. And on this time, I'm going to put her half on. Just like that. And let's see. Remember, if you do any letters, you have to do everything backwards. Okay. Try her again. I like it. I mean, I have to work on it, but it's coming. I'm getting better at it. And I hope you try it too. I'm going to make another man and not put the things in his coat. I also have this guy who would be cool. So, thank you for joining me. I think this was fun, something different to try. And thank you for joining me for number 92 of the 100-Day Challenge. I appreciate you. Take care. Bye.